Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have here an article with an ambassador to China, US ambassador to China. He's a diplomat, and we find out that he's an academic. He's going to make a statement, and I think the statement is dumb. Now, he's an academic. I looked that's how he's introduced as in this article, and I looked in his biography, and yes, he's an academic, but the statement is dumb. So that makes me think that he's not dumb because he's very educated. That means he's a crook, or he's really dumb, regardless if he's got the diplomas. So let me show you the title of this article and give you a little bit of background, direct experience, and then we're going to analyze what exactly this guy means, because just that statement is really, really low IQ. So lacks at least, self-awareness, and that's not a good thing for an academic. This comes from Kiev Independent, and it's from today. This is the academic right here, like a weasel. Is May 2nd, 2023. CNN reports that US ambassador says China should push Russia to end its war in Ukraine. Now you would say, well, where's the problem? Well, my problem is this. Why China? Why not United States should stop that by pushing Ukraine to stop the war? I guarantee you, if United States wants to do that, it goes like this. One is Russia and the United States. These are the countries that really have power over the war ending up tonight. No, not Ukraine, not China, not Germany, not Great Britain. No ladies of the night will do this. So this guy, we find out here in the first paragraph, right, that the US ambassador to China, Nicholas Burns, said on May 2nd that it'd be helpful if China pushed Russia to cease bombing of Ukrainian schools and Ukrainian hospitals and Ukrainian apartment buildings. Well, that's very nice. That's very nice. This statement is very nice. The problem is there's missing a lot more here. What we need to see from China is to push Russia to withdraw its troops, and so that Ukraine can have all of its territory back, and we can be fully sovereign again in all aspects of the world. Yes, Burns, it's true. But then NATO will be next to Russia? Why would Russia would want that, Burns? There's national security. Like you claim national security somewhere in the Middle East, for instance, in, let's say, Syria, that you are occupying illegally. How about that? So you see, this is a little bit of a problem here. So let's see who this guy is, right? Mr. Ambassador. So I looked him up. Nicholas Burns. Good. He's an American diplomat and academic who serves as the United States ambassador to China. Now, this guy has 25 years career in the State Department. He was fantastic, okay? Now, let's see. He's a professor of diplomacy and international politics of the J.F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University. Wow, and a member of the board of directors of the school's Belfer Center for Science and International Affairs. So it's not like he's a director of the Aspen Strategy Group. So he's not a nobody. Look, he's highly educated, right? He attends high school, then he studied abroad in Luxembourg, okay, and then he earned a bachelor in arts in history, so he knows history, right? And then he goes to Boston College, and then he also studied in University of Paris. Then he has a master's degree from Johns Hopkins Schools of Advanced International Studies. So he's not an idiot. He speaks French, Arabic, and Greek, as well as English. So he's not an idiot. We have to give him that 100%. Now, the thing, he can't be so naive because he's highly educated. He's an academic. He's not an idiot. So that means he's the other option. He's not a good person? I don't know. I want to tell you a direct experience or a little personal experience. When I was much, much younger, when I was about maybe 20 some, I can't remember how, maybe not even 20, maybe more than 20, I don't know. I had a conversation, like we had many conversations at home with family, friends, and we had conversations, politics, social science, history, things like this, with a glass of wine, or at that time I was not indulging any wine or anything like that, but nevertheless. So in the conversation, it was a conversation mainly who's more evil, or who are, the thing goes like this, it was mainly the conversation between one side, which was me and some others, and my cousin. Maybe you know my cousin, my good cousin, my friend, very good person, and very intellectual. So the conversation was, he was saying that smart people, educated people cannot be bad, cannot be evil, or cannot be bad, something like this. But dumb people are bad people. It was a kind of like stupid conversation, but it was. After some drinks, anyway, I didn't drink, but anyway, that's the way it went. The conversation did not reach an agreement, because obviously things are intertwined. But the main thing point I was making is that yes, they bad people, smart people, bad people, dumb people. But I said the problem is the dumb people, the stupid people. That was the conversation about stupid people. Stupid people do not find a lot of methods to do harm, because they're dumb, they're limited. I said, whereas an intelligent person, a smart person, if chooses to be evil, that was my cousin's point, that he said, well, he's not going to be, because he is smart, that means he's going to be inclined to be good. We couldn't agree on that one. But my point was, and right now, I don't know, I think it was just a stupid conversation, if I look at it right now. Not now. I decided a little while after we had it, maybe a few days after. So I said, my statement was, or my position was that smart people find many ways to cause harm, because they are more imaginative, they find different methods. Or dumb people are too narrow. I'm going to hit you in the back on the head with a club. The other one would do many other things. That was my point. But his point was, no, the smart person would not be a bad person. Okay. Now this person, he's a very smart person, according to his education. And I believe that he's an educated and he's a smart person. He did not graduate in a woods or somewhere. So what he says China should help, and the title that these guys are putting over there was, US ambassador says China should push Russia to end its war in Ukraine. Ambassador Burns must know, should know, ought to know that the history, because he has a bachelor in history, doesn't he? He must know, ought to know, that the United States was involved in something in about 2013, 2014. He must know that Ukraine is bordering Russia. He must know that if you turn the tables and you put Russia as United States and you put Ukraine as Cuba, he would not talk like that, because he's an intelligent person. So I don't have a doubt that he's intelligent. That makes me think that he's just playing a role. And the role is not that he defends his country, because defending your country is one thing, and promoting destruction in a foreign country and so on, it's a different thing. So my point with this ambassador is that he's just ignoring what other people clearly can see. He does not bring in the equation United States involvement and power over the whole conflict. And this, I think, is his international affairs. He's in that, in Paris, Luxembourg, or whatever. Correct. So I don't think he's honest. How should I put it? He's not intellectually honest, and he's not even playing or supporting his country, because he mocks himself. I mean, for me, Burns, from now on, I didn't know Burns, but from now on, for me, not that it matters. When I hear Burns, I know that he is a dishonest man. By my interpretation, I can have this assessment of him based on how I analyze his statement. He said that the Russians should stop bombing only civilian infrastructure. He doesn't play anything in that. He doesn't play, why did the Russians invade it? Unprovoked. I guarantee you that's his statement, like these guys here. And you can't say, wait a minute, was it that? Was it? Yes, that's how it was. That's the dogma. Open the book, that's what it says. CNN said so, and White House. That's it. But we know that's not like that. It's much more to the situation. And it started much earlier. It started right after Putin got into power. That's basically when they figured out, hey, Putin is not Yeltsin, and obviously they were not the same, right? Then they realized that. And then Russians got all their hair on their legs popped up when they heard in 2008 in the NATO summit that, hey, one day, by George Bush, one day Georgia and Ukraine will join NATO. Putin was like, say what? Get ready, guys. These guys want to destroy us. But hey, if you are a diplomat, you have to put yourself in the other person's shoe. All right. And if I look at this, you tell me where Russia, I don't know, invaded or threatened, let's say, United States' interests. You tell me. Let's say in the past 30 years. You tell me. It was non-existent. The only time that Russia really did something when they had to solve the ISIS problem in Syria. When these guys said, well, we won, you won shit. I can go from ISIS, I can go to Al-Qaeda, I can go to Mujahideen in Afghanistan, so, okay? So who was the country supporting, let's say, ISIS? Did you see what kind of weapons they had? What country supported ISIS? Who gave them those weapons? Because they didn't have factories, let's put it this way. I don't think they were like, make some weapons over there, okay? Who was taking the oil? The United States still has military in Syria, illegally. And they talk about, right, independence. Mr. Burns, what was the word you used here? Let me read it for you again. Right? Fully sovereign again. How about you just get your little 1,000 at least military personnel in northeastern Syria, get the hell out, so Syria can be again gain full sovereignty. No? Well, I'm pretty sure he knows exactly what I'm talking about. The problem is, he's, I think, intellectually dishonest. Yes, I said it, and I will say it again. Because the way he analyzed the situation, oh, the Russians are destroying all of that, the other ones are not. How did we get to this one? Well, the Russians invaded, and that's it? That's year zero for you? Yes. Well, it's not. Go to the chronology of events. As I said many times, you find someone over there beating someone up, you're going to arrest this guy who's beating the other one up, but you don't know that that someone, he killed this guy's family 2 minutes ago, and he tried to kill this guy, but now this guy is stronger, beats him up, and you arrest him. When you know that's the aggressor, he did that, he killed this guy's family, now he wants to kill him, and all of a sudden you catch it only from the, hey, I saw Emil punching the guy was poor guy. All right? So that's kind of like just taking evidence that you like, ignoring evidence that you don't like, and always not follow the chronology of events. That's very important to follow it, because you know what triggered what and what triggered what and what escalated into what and so on. So if you just stop with the unprovoked attack on the 24th of February 2022, yes, the Russians attacked, it's true. But what happened since 2014 until 2022 in East Ukraine? Who was killing who? The Russians invaded over there. They annexed Crimea. How did they annex Crimea? Oh, they had a fake referendum. What do you say is fake? Come on, you know. That's the answer. Oh, come on, you know. Like, I know what? What do I know? What about Kosovo's referendum? That was on. Come on now, you come with this one? Yes. Well, yeah. Do you have any evidence? Come on, everybody. When I hear it, everybody know. No, I'm not everybody. Tell me. How did you figure out that that referendum in Crimea was fake? It's fixed. I can't talk to you, you just. And they turn to ad hominem attack, personal attack. And that's how conversation goes with these intellectually dishonest people that know that they make some statements that are not backed by facts. And when they lose the conversation, they start calling you names. And then you know that you won and they lost. But the problem is it's more like them than like you. But it's okay, we are right here. And we're building awareness, intelligence, information. We got the intelligence, we have the balls, because they don't have the balls. Because they like numbers. We don't like numbers. Numbers happen because we have to defend, or at least something that is much, how should I put it, much important than our own egotistic opinions. And they have the egotistic opinions and but hey, we are by my standard being more intelligent, we must be more evil, right? I don't know, we'll figure it out. I think it depends on many, many aspects. I didn't think about that conversation much after that because I said, well, you find both ways. Now I don't know who's who, what's what. It's true that an intellectual could, or a person more intelligent could find, appease himself and say, well, I got other things to do or so on. But if he wants to cause you harm, I think he's got many more ideas than a weasel. Not a weasel. Weasels are, weasels. A dumb person. Weasels are not necessarily stupid. They're just weasels. You know what I mean? They're like cheating, stabbing you from behind. But no, it was not me. It was Gigi. These are weasels. I didn't say that. No. But if there are like 50 on you and you're alone, it turns from a weasel into a number of weasels, because they're still weasels. It's an army of weasels. An army of weasels is like this. I don't know if you ever seen a lion getting in a pack of hyenas. Not lioness, not the female, the male lion. When a lion comes on the savannah and they're like 30 hyenas, they're like, here I'm gonna queue up. Where the hell are you? Watch some videos and you're gonna see all the hyenas like, they're gonna get us, GG, run! But the lioness, they fight one-on-one. Or at least, they don't have the same. So I think we are the lions and those guys are the hyenas, coyotes, jackals by numbers. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.